Good morning, South Elementary. Today is Wednesday, April 5th, and the weather is sunny with a high of 60 and a low of 30.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now for the Texas Pledge.
Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Please remain standing for a moment. Now let's recite the South Pledge.
Who we are is how we lead. We lead with integrity, unity, responsibility, courage, and gratitude. We are Lakeview South.
Thank you. You may be seated. Today's lunch entrees are tray 1, cheese quesadilla, tray 2, peach parfait with graham crackers and string cheese, and tray 3, vajra fish sticks with roll.
Birthdays. Yesterday was Zayden Garcia and Miss Higgins. And then today is Ashlyn Valdez in Ms. De La Garza's class, Lexi Tafuea in Miss Mendoza's class. Please stay tuned for Ms. Marchman and Miss Huey.
Good morning, staff and students, and welcome to a
Good
wonderful
morning.
Wednesday.
It is a wonderful Wednesday.
A cold and chilly, wonderful
chilly,
Wednesday, but it is
but-
wonderful
But,
nonetheless.
not that high blowing wind of yesterday,
Oh, boy.
so we'll
Man,
take it.
So I wear contacts, and this
Oh.
morning I put my contacts in, and it was just like scratchy because I was like, oh, I need to take these back out and really clean them good. So that wind is no fun. But I'm glad today we don't have the wind, but I do miss the warm air because
Yes.
it's a little
Well,
chilly
I
out
think
there.
it is supposed to warm up towards the end of the week for Easter, so that'll be great.
Well, that
That'll
is
be
good. Well, I have several announcements today. The first
Okay.
one, boys and girls, I know the cones in the hallway, those big, giant, bright green, bright yellow cones, are kind of obnoxious, and they're huge and they're kind of in the way. But I had to put that there because what we were noticing is a lot of, especially third and fourth grade students, when they were coming up in the morning, they were just kind of like a herd coming down the line. And when we walk in a hallway, boys and girls, we walk in a 4S line. And part of that S is a straight line, which means one behind the other, not beside your friend. And I know we love to talk, and I love to walk beside Miss Marchman and talk.
Same.
But our hallways are kind of small, so we can't allow for that to happen. So you need to make sure that you are in a straight line. And then the other part is at recess or lunch when we're passing through. That is a very congested area, so we need to make sure that we are in a very straight line once again. And then at the end of the day, boys and girls, we're trying to get 430 students to different places in the building, and it is very, very cramped in that front foyer area. So we have to make sure that you're on the right side or on the left side, the correct side that you're supposed to be on. And since we weren't doing a very good job, that's why I put those cones up there. Now, hopefully, we'll just have it up maybe for another week, and then maybe we can go to maybe a piece of tape on the ground or something, that way you know which side to stay on. But boys and girls, you really need to make sure that you're paying attention to where you're walking on the correct side of the hallway. And absolutely a level 0 in the hallway. We should not be talking, okay? We've got lots of learning going on, and we don't want to distract the other students from that. All right, another thing that I wanted to talk about, we have fire drills, right? Raise your hand if we've had a fire drill lately, if you've had one. We've all had one, right? We had one, I think it was just last week, right?
It was last week.
And so we have one of those basically every single month. And we do those because while we hope there's never an actual fire, we want to know exactly what to do if there ever were a fire. Now, also, there's other drills that we have to do. One of them is called a tornado drill. Now, we haven't had a tornado in Plainview, Texas ever. I don't know, or maybe in a
Well,
really long time.
I know, like back in 1970, 71 maybe.
Okay.
Some history, but that's a long
That was
time
a long time ago. So it's
So,
very rare
yeah.
that we're going to have a tornado. But once again, do you know where we go in the school? Now, if you were at Hillcrest in previous years, you know, yes, we come to the basement. But if you were from Highland or La Mesa or anywhere else, you may not know what the procedure is. So over the next week in library and computer class and in your class, your teacher might have you practice the tornado drill. And when we have the tornado drill, boys and girls, it's going to be so cramped coming down into the library because once again, 420 students into the library is a lot of people. So when you come down here, there's a specific spot for you, and it is a level 0 voice, meaning no talking whatsoever. Staff, please make sure that you're monitoring when we do that. And I'll let you guys know, it's not a surprise. Like a fire drill usually is a surprise, but a tornado drill is not a surprise. I'll come over, your teachers will know when it's happening, they'll know the exact time it's happening, and it won't be a big deal. Another drill we have is called a secure drill, and that's where we lock the doors when we stay in our room because maybe something's going on outside that we don't want boys and girls outside for, which we already have our doors locked all the time, so we do a secure drill
not really
all the time.
much different.
It's not.
Yeah, we
And
just
then-
maybe can't go outside.
Exactly. That's basically the
Yeah.
big thing is you can't go
Right.
outside during a secure drill. And we did one of those back in the fall. And then another drill that we need to practice this spring and probably in the next week or so is called a lockdown drill. Very similar to a secure drill. Only difference is we shut the lights off and we get away from the door. That's really about the only difference. And we practice those drills just in case something ever bad happened. But we just practice those things just so we know the routine of what to do. Okay? So classroom teachers kind of keep those two drills in mind because we will be doing those over the next week or two. All right? All right. Sorry, I had lots of announcements today. I haven't seen you guys in forever, so I needed to come down here. All right. Now, doors. Remember, outside doors have to stay locked all the time. So if I'm in Miss True's class and I'm going to the restroom and then I see someone at the end hallway and they're banging on the door and they're like, "Let me in." Nope. Don't let them in. We're not letting anybody in through the exterior doors. They have to go to the front, okay? And then here's a
So
good...
what if it was me at the end of the door banging to get in, and they knew who I am? They know me. They know it's Miss Marchman.
Well, they do know who you are.
Yeah.
However, there could be someone, like a bad guy, right next to you, and they may not even see that person.
Okay.
And you know the rules, which are
Yeah.
go to the front.
I do
so
know rules.
you need to go
So I
to the
would-
front.
yeah.
Okay.
And I always have keys, so
Mhm.
I have a way into the building. And you're right, I would go around to the front. So kids, even if it's somebody you know,
Mhm.
it could be Mrs. Huey,
Mhm.
and you just say sorry, and you're not being mean, and you won't get in trouble. In
Yeah.
fact, we're gonna go good job if you don't let us in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, of course, a cool, fun announcement. No school Friday, no school Monday. Woohoo! Get a nice, super long weekend. And then interim. We took our interim test yesterday, which was our practice STAR test for math. And I'm so proud of all the hard work. I saw so many of you had your scratch paper out, and that makes my heart happy because that means you tried. And that's what I want to see. And then, of course, we have the reading STAR in really less than 2 weeks. It's right around the
I was
corner.
looking at my calendar today, and I was like, oh my goodness, it is just around the corner.
Yep. All right, and then my last announcement, PLC today is with Miss Marchman in the PLC room. So staff, remember to head down there and be on time as close as you can so we can get started. Okay? Any announcements
That's
for
all
you?
I have. PLC, don't just bring yourselves. You don't need your laptop. I've even got pens. You will need something to write with, but I did have some pens down there. So looking forward to seeing my peeps today. So
Awesome.
it'll be a good day.
Oh, and I have some reminders, some people reminding me in the back pointing. It is Wednesday, so it's the Red House of Responsibility. So if you're in the Red House, give me a whoop whoop, whoop whoop. All right, and responsible means taking ownership for your actions. So if you see maybe you made a mess, going and cleaning it up, or going and having help, asking a custodian for help. It could be making your bed in the morning if your mom has told you to do that. If you have chores, doing it without being asked would be an example. At the end of the day, pushing in your chair and cleaning up your area, even though the teacher didn't ask you that day, but you know that that's your class rule, that's being responsible. It's saying, I know the right way to do things, and I'm going to do it. So that's being responsible. So try to be extra responsible today on this Wednesday, all right? Okay, everybody have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll see you around. Bye.